So I would say the autumn olive is getting ready to explode. You can see here it's pretty much in full bloom. Seen a handful of bees working it, but it's getting ready to ignite. I've got a lot of work to do out here today. I made some splits the other day. I've got some mating nukes over there. We got the 2 walkaway splits that I did. I've got to go through there, figure out where the queens are. Bees are active. I think we're on a pretty good flow. Everybody's getting supers today. So I'm going to check the cell builder first, see if we got any queen cells. That'll help me determine what I'm doing out in the yard here. Hey, what's up everybody? We're back out in the bees and we are trying to stay ahead of them. They are getting big and expanding quickly. I believe we're on a start of a pretty good flow. And I made some splits the other day, so I got to get into there, figure out where the queens are at. I've got 10 virgin queens coming next week. So I'll be making splits and getting some nukes ready to put them in. And we've got tons to do, so I'm gonna jump into it, and if I find something interesting, I'll throw the camera on. Still got some good cap brood in the builder. Backfilling this with nectar. So I'll have to swap this frame out and put some more brood in here. All right, that's pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of 15. And they all look like pretty good cells. So that's good. 11 out of 15, I'll take that. And makes me wish I'd have grafted two bars, but I really, at the moment, I don't need any more than this. But they all look like good cells, so I'm going to leave them on the bar this time instead of putting them in the incubator, and I'm going to cap them with the EZPZ cell caps and let them hatch out. This is all backfilled with nectar, and we got a couple queen cells here. So I'm going to move this frame to a colony. I'm going to keep this frame in mind and move it to a colony that might need it. If I find one, if one of my walkways didn't make a cell, or if I find a nuke. So most of the brood on these frames has hatched out. So it's time to, they're backfilling it with nectar, so it's time to swap these out. Actually, like these 2 frames would make a nice little two frame split. And they're starting to build this out, so that's good. So I'll take these 2 frames, the one that's full of nectar and the one that's got the queen cells on it, make a 2 frame split real quick. Not sure how many more times I'm going to graft this year. Just depends on how many more splits I need to make. So let me grab this. This is the one with the queen cells. There's 2 good ones there and a couple little junky ones. So I tore these up. We'll leave the 2 good ones. Let's go put this in a 2-frame split. This other frame I'm taking's got a little bit of brood on it, but it's mainly being backfilled with nectar. So there, they've got a frame of some cap brood and nectar, and then they've got the frame with the queen cells on it and a frame of foundation. Well, that's a pretty good start to the day. We've got 11 new queen cells in there. They all look pretty good, so hopefully they'll all pan out. And like I said, I've got 10 virgin queens coming next week, so that should put me around 20 or so, depending on how many of these make it. I usually expect, one or two don't work out, so 18 to 21, something like that, new queens. And that would be perfect for the expansion here. So this hive right here was a walkaway split I did 7 days ago. And their population is about 3 frames of bees. But they, let me show you. But they do have 2 frames of cap brood and a couple of queen cells in there. So I'm just going to leave them. And I'm going to pop the queen cells out of there in a couple days and then give them one of these virgins. This hive right here, same thing. It was the walkaway, the queen. This ended up being the queenless side. They've got a pretty good population. And 2 or 3 queen cells in there. So I may leave them with their queen cells, or I may give them one of the virgins when they get here. This was the other side of the walkaway, the first one there. I gave them a honey super, and it's full. So this super is full, packed full of bees. Looks like just the outside frame there is not started yet, so I think there's 10 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 10 in there by accident, so looks like 2 frames of foundation. So I'm gonna move the foundations to the middle and put an excluder on and give them a second honey super. They are bringing it in. So this pallet here I went through the other day. They're doing pretty good. 3 of them got supers. This little colony over here was a little small. I think they'd only filled up, maybe half of the deep. So kept them in a single. I got to go through this pallet today and through this one. Nukes are looking good. I'm pretty happy with all that. This is my apimaye cell builder. As you saw, I got a 11 out of 15. Show you these. I'm going to go in there today with these EZPZ cell protectors, and I'm going to put these on the cells and then just leave them in there and let them hatch out in here. Mainly I want to try this because of my schedule right now is pretty crazy, and it's harder for me to monitor the incubator, so I think this might help. They can hatch out in here, and I believe the bees will be able to feed them, take care of them until I can get to them. So let's do that real quick, and then we'll jump into the other hives. I like the apimaye hive. It's pretty cool so far. Used it as a cell builder, and then once these queens hatch out, I think I'm going to use it as a double mating nuke. So what I'm going to do here is just attach these to the cell bar. They just hook onto the JZBZ cell bar. I want to trap a bee in there. So I did do this last year, and it worked good. Queens hatched out. So we'll see how it does this year. So you just take these and you just slide them on. They've got some little grooves in here that kind of grip onto the bar. What I found last year was the bees would kind of build some wax and propolis kind of around the top and hold them in place. That's it. Slide that back in there, and hopefully the queens will hatch out and the bees will take care of them until I can get back in here and check on them. And I'm just going through these hives. What I want to do is make splits. I've got those 11 queen cells that I'd like to put into splits here. These double deeps hopefully can become singles with supers. That's kind of the goal. It is swarming season here in Michigan, so I do want to make sure that we don't have any capped or established queen cells that are getting ready to swarm. I don't want any colonies swarming away on me. So as this brood is hatching out, they're just backfilling it with nectar. So it looks to me like they've turned this top box into a super, or they're trying to. We'll see what happens here in the middle. Plenty of brood. Love to see the queen, so I knew which box she was in, but if I don't, I will still make the split. Now, admittedly, because of time, got a lot to do and not a lot of time here. I'm going kind of quick. I'm not really looking for her. This will just be like a hey, I got lucky type thing. But I didn't see her up here. But plenty of brood and plenty of food up here, so this could be a standalone colony. See what the bottom looks like. Looks about like the top. Pretty much the same. See if we can find that queen down here. Not much going on there. Yeah, not much there either. Bottom's kind of empty. See if there's any brood down here. Now they're just kind of filling up the bottom with nectar. No brood in the bottom, so I'll have to split that brood up. A little bit of brood here. It's just dripping with nectar. When you tip the frame up, nectar's just running out. So not much going on in the bottom box. So the bottom box, I'm going to reverse the boxes and put in a queen excluder. And the bottom box will become a super. We'll take this frame of brood and pollen and some shakes of bees and put it into a nuke over here.